The Valentine's Day special, personally, like right from my early, very, very early days, happens to be the person I'm having a conversation with today. All right. Now, this person is a very prominent figure in contemporary relationship discourse, basically. Now, he's known for his profound insights and his original perspective. Why do you think I call it original? He talks about the things you don't expect people that do what he does to talk about. Okay, he has that perspective that would always blow your mind, and you're like, are you really saying this like publicly? Yes, he does. Okay, he is a distinguished dating authority and relationship coach. His name is Wudel Goyoma, aka Papa Wu, like I love to call him. Thank you so much for joining me on the program, Papa Wu.
Yeah, it feels good to be here.
It feels good to have you on the program, Papa. Well, you have no idea how long I've wanted to have a conversation with you on air. I know we've had several conversations, but putting you on the spot is one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to be part of what you're doing.
Well, I'm really happy to have you over. Let's start with how you're feeling about Valentine's Day. We all know how you celebrate your partner, but what's special about this year's Valentine's for you?
I'm excited about today. I'm not one of those people who will say, don't take celebrations seriously. I take every celebration seriously. I take Christmas seriously. I take Valentine's Day seriously, and it's an opportunity for me to be with my loved ones and to really celebrate them. So I'm excited about today. I'm happy in as much as we have an engagement. My wife is not here right now, but then we have plans for the evening. We're going to be spending the evening together.
Aww.
So I'm really happy about today.
You see what I'm talking about? The pressure. You have plans. Can we ask what you're doing? Can we find out? Give us small, exclusive on here. What is Saudel and his wife doing today?
Okay, nothing out of the normal. There's this rock beside my house, so we intend to get fish, roasted fish.
Okay.
Talk, eat.
Okay.
And just listen to music.
Now you've been married for a minute. You've been married how long now? 11 years, I think.
11 years. Yes.
Going on 12. Going on 12. Am I correct?
Yes.
How have you
12,
kept?
Maple.
How have you kept the romance so alive with your partner? I mean, we can literally hear from you saying you're going to a rock behind your house to just have a picnic between the two of you. How have you kept the romance alive for 12 years?
Okay, we've actually known that we have to put in effort every day, or else the relationship is going to go stale. A lot of times people just get to a point where they just give up. They just stop trying. They just believe things should happen naturally, and it doesn't happen like that. And my wife is like a part of me. I treat her like I would treat myself. If I want to make myself happy, I have to make my wife happy. So she's like an important part of me. I don't take her for granted. I put in effort every day to see how I support her, how I make her better, and how I make her happy.
Oh, that just
so it's a lifetime assignment for me.
It's a lifetime assignment for you.
Yes.
That just sounds super romantic. Now let's talk about the thing we are here. Let's do what we came into the room to do. All right, we're here to talk about love being a decision or a feeling, and personally chose this subject to discuss today because it's been a conversation that has happened for too long. Some people are of the opinion that love is just a feeling. If you don't feel it, you're not in love. Other people are like, no, it's beyond a feeling, it's a decision. Where do you stand in this debate?
Okay, love is beyond the feelings. Love is not just a feeling, because the feeling will always come and go, just like the weather. That's why most of the times when you make a lifetime decision based on feelings, you hit the rock, because you get to a point where you don't feel the same way for your partner. You're excited, you love this person, this vibe and energy. You wake up one day and you're not feeling anything. So you're going to look like, did I make a mistake being with this person? So love goes beyond the feelings. Love is more of what that person does. It has to do with the character, it has to do with the maturity, it has to do with a lot of things. The Bible describes it very well. It says love is peaceful, is not boastful, and all that in 1 Corinthians 13. So you get to hear a lot of things about love in that verse, right? So I don't have to sound spiritual and churchy right now, but then in the contemporary world, I'm just going to say love goes beyond the feelings. Love is who that person is, how the effort the person is putting in, the commitment, how much that person cherishes you, how much that person values the relationship, and all. So it goes beyond the feeling.
Let me give you a hypothetical situation. Say there's a young man who has two women in his life. One he feels very strongly for. Okay, he feels very strongly. He feels very attracted to this person. They're pretty much they're compatible to an extent. But he has the majority of the love. He loves more. He loves this person more than the person loves him. Then there is the other lady can literally like donate her heart, like physically, like take my heart, let me not live anymore. She could give him her heart, like she loves him that much, but he just doesn't feel the emotions as strongly as he does for the other person. That there's like a 50-50, like he really loves this other person, but the person doesn't love him as much. It's not like the person is a terrible person. The person doesn't love him as much, but then the other person is a good person, more advanced in life, will do anything for him. How do you say this person decides now that the feelings are not how do you choose who you're going to be with now that we are saying that love is beyond the feelings?
Okay, let me give you an example too, okay? You're dealing with someone, you want to go into business with let's say, a friend of yours, right? Your friend likes you a lot. Your friend likes you so much, but that friend has questionable character. The person is not trustworthy, the person can steal and all that, right? Would you still trust that person? Will you still trust that person with your money at the end of the day?
No, I mean, if you're asking that not as a rhetorical question, I mean, I wouldn't.
But you love this person, the person loves you too, but you can't trust that person with your money, right? Because the person has questionable character. When you have this kind of conflict, you marry the one that has the best character, the one you can build something with at the end of the day.
So now how do we now cultivate a healthy balance between the emotional and the rational elements of love in your relationships? Because I mean, I don't want to believe that you're saying, ignore the feelings entirely and just go for the rationality. How do you then find the balance?
I'm not saying ignore the feelings, correct? But I'm saying don't make a lifetime decision based on feelings, because feelings comes and goes. Right? So you have to be able to see someone you can spend the rest of your life with, someone who you're compatible with, someone who agrees with your values, someone whose character is tested. You've tested and it's important. A lot of times people want to look for in marriage what they can't get in marriage.
Say that
That's
again.
actually it's helpful.
Say that again.
People want to look for in marriage what they can't get in marriage.
I know you were about to say that's a talk for another day, but I would like you to just touch it small, like buttress it, just pinch it on the surface. Let's understand what you mean.
I've been dealing with a lot of couples, like people with infidelity and all that. A lot of times, when the partners come, that is the affected partners, right? Start talking. They like, my partner did this to me, my partner did that to me, and all. And I look at them and I'm like, sometimes we're asking the wrong questions. The question here is, what is your partner looking for? What does that affair means to this person? What was that thing? What was that emptiness? What was that thing he or she's longing for that made that person go out there? A lot of times that's a pointer to what is missing in the marriage. I'm not justifying infidelity. I'm not saying people should go cheat and all that, right? What I'm saying is people look for a partner who they hope will complete them. And the truth is, no one human being can complete you. No one human being is responsible for your happiness. You're responsible for your happiness. But lots of times people come into marriage hoping that they will find a partner who will make them happy, someone who will create the love feeling for them forever. And it doesn't work that way. That's why today in this generation you have divorce left, right, and center. People keep leaving because it feels to them they are not getting what they want. That's why I said they're looking for in marriage what they can't find in marriage.
Well, that's a very interesting point of view. And like I said in your introduction, this is something you do. You always come from perspectives that are not very common. Now, in your experience, how does the perception of love right, as a decision or a feeling, end up impacting the overall dynamics of a relationship? How do you look at a relationship and be like, this was a decision you made completely out of, your feelings, and that's why you are here? How can you identify?
Yeah, people don't know. A lot of times there's this trauma bond. You're loving this person based on the emptiness that you feel. Most times, young ladies that grow up without fathers, one way or the other, are always longing and looking for someone who has that fatherly vibe, someone who is going to like be a father to them. They don't know that they're being influenced not based on how much they like the person, but how much emptiness they feel inside. Right? So if a young lady goes in, probably you lost your dad when you were young and all, and then now this guy fills in that vacuum. You want this guy to come fill in the emptiness, and the guy comes in and he can't fill it up. It becomes a problem. Are you with me?
I'm with you, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. It then becomes a problem because you're making a decision based on how you feel, and then you get disappointed. So I've seen where people go by feelings, and I've seen how they've hit the rock. So most of the times I advise people, you like this guy, yes, but are you compatible with him? Does he treat you right?
Now that
Is he putting in efforts?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I need you to finish so that I'm not stopping you until we're done.
So, is he putting in effort to be with you? Do you see yourself building something with this guy? Is he mature enough to absorb your emotions? Is he mature enough to lead you? Can you truly listen to him? Can you truly be loyal to him? A lot of times loyalty comes with trust. And if you're with a man who you can't trust, who has been making wrong decisions, you can't trust his decisions, it's hard for you to trust this kind of man as a lady. So those are the questions you should be answering, not how much I love him, the mushy, the vibe, the charisma and all that. No.
Now you mentioned compatibility, right? And that just triggered something within me. I have paid attention to a debate that says compatibility is a skill, so it can be built with the right amount of work. What are your thoughts towards that? Do you think that people can work on each other till they become compatible for themselves? And if you think yes, do you think it's worth it?
Yes, I think it's worth it. You can actually build. It's your character. Everything we are, we became because of our embodiment, how we're raised, where we're raised, our experiences and all that. And as humans, the good thing is we have the ability to change a lot of things about us. You have the ability to unlearn. It takes a lot of work, but you can actually do it. There are therapies that can help you to go recalibrate your mind, to go fix certain areas, certain issues in your life. So you have the ability to unlearn and to relearn. That's one thing a human can do. So you can actually be learn, work towards being compatible. You can, marriage is progressive. You keep learning every day, you keep adjusting. There are lots of things that when I was a bachelor, if you ask me, would you tolerate this thing? Will you take this? I'll tell you no. But I keep learning every day. I keep learning. I keep understanding my wife more every day. Last year, when we were 10 years, that was one of difficult year. I got to know my wife differently. I'm going to stand by this woman no matter what. This is my wife.
Now that you've mentioned the difficulty and all that, people evolve and people change. And, if you do a little research, you find out one of the leading causes of people that have the fear of marriage is they don't know if they can handle the change when their partners eventually change, or if one day they wake up and they change and they're not the same person their partner married. What is how does deciding to be with a person propel you to remaining with them whether they change? And is there a level of change that you'd be like, no, this is not the same person I married?
Okay. You see, a lot of times the issue here is when one partner is growing and the other one is not, it becomes a problem. You have to go together, right? Because you can grow apart. You can actually grow apart. That's the truth. So it's important that as you're growing, as you're developing, as you're maturing, you keep encouraging your partner to grow alongside with you. It's like you ignore one part of your body. You go take your bath and all, and then you don't wash your hand. You rub your cream, you don't rub on one hand. Everything you do, you do one part of you. The other part is definitely going to suffer. And with time, it will start decaying. And it will affect the whole body. That's how it is with marriage. So both parties have to keep working and growing together.
How then? How do you avoid? I know you've already mentioned working and growing together, but besides that, is there another way that you can avoid, losing yourselves? I mean, like growing apart. You say people can grow apart. Does that mean like I don't love this person anymore? What does that actually mean? And then how do you avoid doing that? What happens when you have a headstrong partner that is like, whoa, this your growing thing, I'm comfortable the way I am and I'm not really digging it?
Okay, you see, the thing is, it's okay, you can have it too. It doesn't work that way. You see, I've seen a lot of people go into marriage and they refuse to grow. Like a woman begins to add weight, begin to be careless about her looks and everything, begin to ignore a lot of things. And she expects the man to just accept, just take me because we made a vow in church and all. If the truth is, people can be staying in the same house together and they are separated. That can happen. So you have to consciously know that marriage, like every other area of your life, needs you to keep growing and developing and working towards it. Because if you don't keep working, keep building, keep putting in effort, you will remain stagnant and it will begin to affect the whole marriage. At the end of the day, if your husband or your partner or your wife is very religious and doesn't want to leave, you just be living, coexisting together like housemates or roommates. And that's not the kind of life you want for yourself. So it's important. The Bible says two cannot work together unless they agree. You have to agree to work together. There must be some kind of dialogue. I don't understand how two people who are married can't talk to themselves. A lot of times when you see people separating or having a divorce, one is very stubborn, or both of them are very stubborn people. But when you see two people who are willing to make it work, they will be able to overcome every obstacle and outlast every challenge if they are willing to put in work together.
Now, we've spoken about avoiding getting to that place where you're strangers with your partner, or both of you are just coexisting in the same space, and you want to keep the romance alive. You want to stay together because you've made the decision to stay together, right? How about the people that have already gotten to that place where they're just living with their partners? There's the connection isn't there anymore. They've outgrown each other, or they've grown apart, in your words, right? They've grown apart from each other. How do you come back from there? How do you restore the love that you both have had?
First, both parties have to be willing to make it work. Willingness have to come in. If you're not willing to make it work, it won't work. That's the truth. So first, it has to do with the decision that I want this to work. Then you find out areas where you're failing as a person. Don't blame your other partner. First, put the spotlight back on yourself. What am I getting wrong? Everybody knows what he or she is supposed to be doing. People just refuse to do it. So tell yourself the truth. What am I supposed to be doing? What is my partner asking for? Can I really do this thing? What do I need to do? What do I need to leave? What do I need to learn? Where do I need to adjust to make this marriage work? Is it worth it for me to do it? So both parties have to say, this is what I need to do, this is what I need to do. You need to customize, learn to know your partner. Give your partner exactly what your partner wants, not what you want. A lot of times people love their partners how they want to be loved, not how their partner wants to be loved. So the partner is talking, you're not listening. You're just saying what you want. And that's not helpful. Listen to your partner. Can you really do these things? If you know you can, then begin to do these things. If there are certain habits you're doing, little things that you know is ruining the marriage, work on those areas. Stop doing those things. If there are things you know you need to do to make the marriage better, you start doing those things. If it has to do with hygiene, if it has to do with your health, your physique, your body, your mind, and all that, you need to be able to work on those areas and bring in your A game. Your 100% in marriage is worth it. You're going to be there forever. So it's worth it. It's one of the most important area of your life. I see people putting in 100% in their place of work. When their bosses ask them to do things, they rush, they do it, and all. When it comes to their work, they put in every effort. But when it comes to their marriage and treating their partners, they take their marriage for granted, they take their partners for granted. You see a woman who will kneel and serve her boss in a particular way will not do the same for her husband. You see, a husband who will dash and run to attend to his work stuff or not will not do the same when his wife calls or when it's family issues. That's wrong. You need to know that this is the primary. You're a hypocrite if you don't take care of your home and you're out there being nice and being overly good to other people out there, and then you're letting your home suffer. That is hypocrisy.
All right, now just before we wrap up, because time is already coming fast. Time is moving fast, and we don't have so much of it left. Right now, what would your advice be to someone who is really trying in their relationship? Trying in their relationship, in their marriage, and they really want to make this choice to stay with their partner. What would you say to them? What do they do?
Okay, first, look for professional help if you can find one. A lot of times people, you don't know what to do. You really want to do something, but you don't know what to do, right? And in this part of the world, we don't believe in investing in our marriages and our relationships. We believe it's marriage, it should just happen naturally, it should just work naturally. No. Look for professional help. Look for someone who's a professional in this field to help you, to guide you, someone like a coach or someone who you can trust, like a pastor or someone you can really trust to help you, to guide you, to know the things you need to do. And the person can watch you do those things and correct you when you're failing. You can run back and say, I did this, I did that. What do I need to do in this situation and all? And this person will guide you. We need mentors in every area of our lives, including marriage. I always advise young couples to look for older couples who they love and admire, who have the producing the results they want. To talk to these people who are not biased, or people who will not just follow the man and forget the woman, or support the woman and then not those kind of couples. People that you can listen to and then begin to meet with them, invest in your marriage, and God will help them. Be prayerful, talk to God, be spiritual. It's very important. You can't have the fear of God and treat your partner badly. Right? So I always advise people to be connected to God. Whatever religion you're practicing, just know that spirituality is very important.
Now I'm going to ask you this one. I was going to avoid it, but it's Valentine's Day and we don't talk about love a lot on VOP Lifestyles 360. So now that we have the opportunity, this is a very pertinent question. There are several things that can feel like love. How do you know that love is love? How do you know that, it is love? So I guess what I'm asking you is, what is love?
Okay, first and foremost, right, don't lie to yourself. Don't ignore your instincts, right? A lot of times you go by your feelings and you ignore the red flags, you ignore your God-given instincts. God has given you this instinct to guide you. You just feel something is wrong with this person, but it's not, the flag is not very